Love you, ma.
Bye bye, baby. See you later.
No. Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world? Why is America
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of her paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're gonna tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men, men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
All right, welcome to the Life Liberty Show. Today we're going down a rabbit hole that I've kind of been down a couple times, and I've just recently kind of pushed back into it, right? And the rabbit hole is BRICS. If people don't know much about BRICS, then you probably need to look into them. They are going to destabilize the US dollar. And we have 97 countries that are going to the summit in October. So when it happens, it will absolutely decimate the US dollar. So once the US dollar is decimated, you're going to be living a really hard life. So here we go, guys. I'm going to bring up a little bit of information here. Let's see. See that? Let's go there. So what we've got is, whoops, let me do a little thing here for you so you can read it. All right. So how would a new BRICS currency affect the US dollar? All right. So let's just scroll down here a little bit. And we get to, there it is. Will BRICS have a digital currency? So BRICS nation do not have, or do not, as of yet, have their own specific digital currency, right? All right, what are the advantages of the BRICS currency? The new BRICS currency would also strengthen economic integrity within the BRICS countries. So it's going to help only those countries. That's it, just those. And when those countries are good, they're not going to give a shit about us. They're not going to. And then reduce the influence of the U.S. on global stage. What? Yes, if you guys don't know, oil has been traded in U.S. currency for a couple decades. And we are the financial norm, right? We have the biggest number or the biggest influence on global trade. There it is. Weaken the standing of the U.S. dollar as a global reserve currency. And what that does is you have to look the chain, which is one of the, they're using it right now, and it's $8.80 or $18.80. That is what it would cost U.S. currency to purchase. Here's think about this. I used this scenario yesterday when I was talking about it. So go to the store and purchase your kid or your grandkid a Little Tikes toy. $20. Okay? $20 isn't a whole bunch. But that same toy, if you go on that trade at $18.80 for one, that's going to be $400 for that one toy. That's just a toy. So then imagine a dozen eggs at $4. $4 for a dozen eggs. Now that dozen eggs is going to be $80. We will no longer be able to afford our goods. And we need to watch, and we need to fucking start getting our own eggs, right? Buy chickens. Get ready now. Buy chickens. Have your own eggs. And if you're not in a place where you can do that, get in a place where you can do that. Okay? So then one of the other new BRICS, let's see, encourage other countries to form alliances to develop regional currencies. Right. So what they're doing is they're encouraging all other countries to pull away from us. And we are the world's police right now. So even if we are the world's police and everything in value goes up 20 times, right? We raise in value by 20 times. So a gallon of fuel for a jet fighter, what is it? I think it's like $9 or $10 a gallon. So if it's $10 a gallon and it multiplies by 20, that's $200 a gallon, which means we won't be able to afford to defend ourselves. right? Multi-gate risks associated with global validity due to unalliterated measures and the, wow, diminish, I don't know if I know that one. Demonetization of dollar dependence. I don't think that's the word. So then let's scroll down here and get some more. Right down here. How would BRICS currency impact the economy? So actually, we'll get back to that in a second, right? Right now, I want you to go to the link in our bio and go over to warhorseordnance.com. That's warhorseordnance.com. They are our sponsor. They make American tactical gear, none of that Chinese fucking cheap shit. They're a veteran-owned company. We know that we like to support veterans, American veterans. Get out there. Their tactical gear is made of American product, American thread. Even their sewing machine is American, all the way down to their needle. Guys, these guys are as American as you can get. They also have IFACs, medical gear, right? IFAC. They have medical gear. They have merch. Their hoodies are fucking comfortable as shit. They have coffee cups and ball caps, and just get over there. They have some really good stuff. Go check them out. That's warhorseordnance.com. Now, how would the BRICS currency impact the economy? A potential shift toward a new BRICS currency could have significant implications for the North American economy and investors operating within it. Some of the most affected sectors and industries include oil and gas, right? So oil and gas, this is the one I was just talking about. When you look into prices raising, you know, we're bitching right now about $3 a gallon. Whenever the value of our dollar drops by 20, that means you only have a 20th of the buying power. So then our fuel prices will go up by 20, which means that if it's $3 a gallon, it's now going to be $60 a gallon. Banking and finance, housing market, right? Everything is going to go up. It's going to skyrocket. Commodities, that's what I was talking, right? And your commodities are the computer, your phone, your goods, international trade. We are no longer going to be strong in the international trade. They are going to have us by the balls. By the balls. Technology. We will no longer be the technology moguls that we are. Tourism and travel. Our people, they won't want to come to America. They won't want to come see the Statue of Liberty. They won't want to go see the Grand Canyon because it's going to cost too fucking much. Or we won't be able to go anywhere. Now, they may come here, right? Let me correct myself. They may come here because their money is going to be worth so much that when they come here, it'd be like us going to the Philippines, right? We are going to be pushed down in the global market. The foreign exchange, yeah, obviously that's what we were just covering that. The foreign exchange, the exchange rate would just be abolished, and then once the exchange rate is abolished, right, and we are just decimated. People, there's going to be so much pandemonium. We have said this. I've said this to some other friends. That it's 3 to 5 years. We are going to have an economic collapse. We will absolutely have an economic collapse. And It's and if there's an economic collapse, just think of the metropolitan areas. And I know some of you are in metropolitan areas. So if you can't feed yourself and your family, your next door neighbor won't be able to feed themselves or their family. So what they're going to do after 3 weeks, maybe 4, because the government can only keep you at bay for 4 weeks. Then there will be pandemonium. It will be mayhem. People will be kicking in doors, the looting that will happen. It'll just crumble, right? It'll just crumble. And there will be so many fatalities in the metropolitan area because we just want to provide for our family. That's all we want to do. That's it. Provide for our family. And when you can't provide for your family, you're going to do anything and everything possible so you can. And if you don't think so, you want to think, oh, well, I really think that people are just inertly good. You're so full of shit. You're so full of shit if you think that. People are animals. They are awful, awful human beings. And nobody is going to be thinking about other people. They're only going to take care of themselves. I will only take care of myself. And the reason for that is because my family is all that matters. That's all that matters. You need to start thinking about your family. And if you don't take care of your family, the only way to do that is to grow your own food, have your own cows, have your own goats, have your own chickens, because when eggs are $60 a carton, you're just going to walk out in your front yard and grab your own eggs. Or when tomatoes or onions, right? Onions, let's say onions are $1. I don't know how much they are globally or nationally. An onion is $1. Are you going to go pay $20 for an onion? No, I'm going to go out to my garden. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to chop that bitch up, and I'm going to put it on a fucking hamburger. That's what's going to happen. While everybody else is hurting theirself and hurting each other, I'm going to be at home frying up my food. And guess what? You're not going to get to it. Now, I would love to show my merch. Our merch line is badass. Look at that. Curing pedophiles, feet first. Everybody needs to be wearing a Curing Pedophiles feet first. Everybody. You know why? Because we need to let them damn pedophiles know that they ain't going to be touching our fucking kids. Live, laugh, toaster, bath. And just so everybody knows, we have this in a men's line, right? These are all men's line. We have we have that also in a hoodie, right? Dead pedophiles don't reoffend. Go get you one. And then we have our women's clothes. We have our Dead Pedophiles Don't Reoffend in pink. And we have Live Laugh Toaster Bath. And we are working on putting more together in the women's line. We're also working on some kids' clothing. If you see, we don't have anything in there now. But we're constantly adding to it. So go check it out. Link is in our bio. You will be able to find it. So we just have to look at what's going on around us. They are controlling us with their words. They are having our mind fucking altered. Yeah, there you go, Alvin. Buy some merch so we can buy some chickens, fuckers. There you go. Alvin Tim said it. We'll go back a little bit. Tim said it. Or I'm going to walk to my neighbor's house, shoot him in the face, and steal his eggs. Right? So if somebody is already planning on doing that, you need to start that plan. You need to get away from a metropolitan area. You have to. And start relying on yourself. This is a hill I'm going to die on. I will protect my family at all cost. I will. So when somebody shows up at my door, they will not get what I have. They're not. And specifically the government. This is the To Be Completely Honest segment. So to be completely honest, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody. If they say they do, when shit gets down... Say that again? You shared the podcast to Facebook. They already removed it. That's what the hell I'm talking about, guys. I want to be so fucking controversial that they don't even want me to be fucking seen. So everybody needs to share this out. Share it out. Let everybody fucking know that I'm here. So how bad do you think this economic collapse is going to be? Well, an economic collapse is just that. It is a collapse. Right? It's just we're not going to be able to afford it. It's going to be worse than Cuba. And the government's going to try and give you what you want. It's just not going to happen because they're not going to be able to afford it either, because people aren't going to be able to afford to get to work. So they're not going to have tax dollars to fucking shell out everything. And do you think most people will survive? Abso-fucking-lutely not. When there is civil unrest, when there's civil unrest, it will be so bad, because you have, in your metropolitan areas, you have so many people packed together in one place that are trying to survive, trying to get away, trying to get out of there, that they will do anything to get rid of it. How bad was Cuba? Well, Cuba is a communist country, and the government was determining how much bread they could have. It was shelling out and rationing food and water. And they got to choose what amenities you would have. And nobody here. So you think a bunch of people are going to die when BRICS becomes a thing? I don't think it's going to be immediate. I don't. I think that the people that believe that the government is going to help them will hold on for about 6 months until everything just starts to crumble. And then when they can't, so a lot like America during the Great. It's going to be worse than the Great Depression. And the only reason I say it's going to be worse than the Great Depression is because during the Great Depression, people were sustainable. There were a lot of people that could grow their own food. So how long do you think people have to prepare for this collapse? 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years is my guess. And there's AI machines, multi-million-dollar computers that are suggesting the same thing. 3 to 5 years. And it takes 3 to 5 years for you to have a good yield on a garden, to be able to take care of yourself. It just, that's what it takes. The only way to recoup is domestic drilling. That's not completely true, Seth. I just read your comment. That's not completely true. If BRICS happens, it doesn't matter how much oil we pull out of the ground. It's costing us too much money to actually produce to get the oil out of the ground and turn it into fuel, right? Crude oil is costing us $47 a barrel, and China's doing it for 15. So if our dollar loses value, it's no longer going to be $47 a barrel. If it quadruples, right? That was one of the numbers. I'm only going off the number 1888 for the chains, and that's for one chain. It's $18.80. Because BRICS hasn't actually come into place. That's where my 20, right? That's where I'm getting my times 20. If we quadruple it, $47 a barrel to produce crude oil, quadruple that, that's $174, $180 a barrel. We would be abolished because China is actually going to be in BRICS. So they're going to be stabilized, and they're going to be able to continue to produce. They're going to be able to continue producing the oil at $15 a barrel when it's going to cost us almost $200 a barrel. So no, I don't believe. That's not a lot of time. What's the first step people should take right now? Okay. Everybody's so scared. What do I do? I don't know if I can do that. It's okay. Start small. Start small, and the way you start small is go buy a tomato plant, right? People say, oh, I can't grow anything. Tomatoes are easy. Get a tomato plant, and once you pick your first tomato, and you eat your salad with a tomato that you grew, it's going to be a snowball effect. I guarantee it. And then you're not going to have enough land, or you're going to be in a fucking condo. Move to where you can get 4 to 5 acres. 5 acres is recommended for a family of 4 to be completely sustainable. So get out there and do what needs to be done so that you can get what you need to provide for your family. Start with a tomato plant. You can put it in a window. And then go down the rabbit hole learning about heirloom seeds. And then when you have that tomato plant in and you don't get the yields you want, go to the farm store and just start asking, hey man, I'd had a tomato plant. You know, I planted tomatoes this year and I just didn't get that good of a yield out of it. Those people are going to start giving you information because farmers like to share. People that have gardens like to share how they made their garden so successful. And your garden is going to be dependent on your location. You can't grow tomatoes where you're at the same way I can, unless you're in my area. And I don't know where everybody's at. And there's just so much that can be done, and you're going to find so much information. We have this great thing called the fucking internet. Get out there and learn. Learn some shit. Hey guys, I appreciate it. Just understand, nobody's special. Fuck the government and fuck the ATF.
Drag them in, and they'll follow you until the day you die. I tell myself I've done this before. It's hard to get a handle on you walking out the door. So just take another message to the people who know more. The talk is growing old, and so am I. And so I